Yo, boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a sub-rogue guide. I actually just uploaded another video, or not uploaded, but it's rendering right now. So, I looked on my community tab, people are like, we want to say a sub-rogue. Surprisingly, I have a lot of those videos already up, and, I guess you guys just want more. So, there's only been a few things that have changed. Basically the same build. You have two build options, and that's pretty much all you have. You have the Venthyr option, and then you also have you know, the other option, pretty much. But I won't lie, if you're looking for the Peekaboo build, the problem with that build is it's good at low rated, or it's good if you're trying to do like a shadowy duel, one shot. I'm not gonna recommend it because obviously, um, it's not good. Like it's only good versus people that don't know what they're doing. So if you're looking to do carries or something, then it's maybe good. Like if you know how to set it up and stuff, but overall we're just gonna go with the normal build that everybody else is running. I actually think Peekaboo is running this build now as well, on top of everybody else. Now, if you guys haven't already noticed, your boy went down heavily in solo shuffle. I ended up just literally I queued it up, waited 40 minutes, nice, got a lobby. First game, nobody turtled. Next game, nobody used any CDs. And I was like, alright, well, I'll leave this. AFK'd out, now I'm back down into 2K. That's very unlucky, but I don't really care enough to, yeah, it is what it is. I'll just play it all in easy dubs, even though I don't really play solo shuffle anyway. But we're going to start off with the build here and go from there. So with your gear, we're going to go with the gear wise. You're pretty much going to be rocking the 456 mastery thing, the 90, like when you're above 90%, you're gonna put it on your head. You're gonna craft this. Your gems are gonna be the Sensei's netherite, or if I'm saying that out, netherite, something like that. That's gonna be your gems, pretty much on everything. It's gonna be mastery verse, or mastery crit, I meant, because obviously verse stacks at 30 no matter what. So the highest verse you're gonna be getting is 30, and it's capped. So you just focus on other stats. Now you're gonna be going for the boots, which apply, primary stat every time you CC or interrupt an enemy or dispel pretty much anything you do every 30 seconds. And then I'm running the 450 item level ring bound, but you obviously want the 49. I just haven't been able to get to it yet. I just don't have any sparks and no trophies, so there's that. So I'll upgrade this, and then obviously upgrade my trinket, and then I'm full best in slot. You're gonna be running the double crit. It's just better overall. I've seen people run the verse mastery weapon as well, but honestly, I would just run the double crit daggers. Honestly, if you're going for max mastery, then sure, run it on your offhand and see if you like it. But otherwise, I would just go with the double crit for the more you know, for the more damage. But that's pretty much your gear. Pretty simple, pretty legit. Not gonna lie about that one. You are gonna be running your 4-set, so now people are running their 4-set. It seems to be doing very well. And yeah, you're gonna be running your shoulders, chest, legs, and hands. And then at 1600, you get a free tier piece. So don't forget that. Obviously, use it on a bigger piece. So like your chest, shoulder, or legs, and then you can just manually buy your hands. That way, you're not spending 875 for a piece, and you're only spending like 700 something. Well, however much the hands are, I think they're 700, but that's pretty much your gear. You're going to be running the badge, and that's all there is to it. So there you go, right there. So now we're going to go with the macros. There's only a few macros that I use, and if you're wondering, I do not use. I'll show you my how do I do stuff here. Let's see here. Um, let's see, targeting. Okay, if you were wondering how I target, it's going to be right here. Target nearest enemy player. So I have it as tab. So when I click tab, it's only going to target the players and not like pets and stuff. That's how I do it. So, that's pretty much all there is to it. And see, as you can see, I tab, and that's pretty much all you do. And that's it. Now, obviously, you need to be looking at them, or else it's going to be kind of awkward. See, as you can see, I have to like look at them. Obviously, it's not going to target them because they're grayed out, but that's pretty much all there is for that. And honestly, it's a really easy thing to get down to. I would honestly start out using tab unless you have that mouse right now that has buttons on the side and you want to start out doing the best thing that you can do. But obviously I've been doing this for so long and I don't have a mouse with buttons, so it's been working for me pretty well. Sometimes you do get screwed over, but otherwise that's it. But to the macros here, we're going to be running the, let's see here, shadow. Let me go with the shadow one here. Okay. So it's going to be the shadow right here. So this one's going to be cast shadow dance or shadow dance slash cast shadow blades slash use your and then link your racial and then slash use link your trinket. And then obviously I had the fire thing. So the fire thing is just my toy if you guys are running. So you know when I click when I have macros added, it's just like this, and it spits out this flame. You get that from the fair or whatever. Cast symbols of death. So you don't need the fire thing. You can just have everything else. Obviously, if you're having like bad eyesight or something like that, because I know a lot of my viewers are actually end up being older people, like anywhere from like 24 to 35. So let's just say you have some bad eyesight. I'll have it in the description. Then you can just copy it. You don't have to worry about missing anything, and you can just copy paste or do whatever you want to do. But that's the main Shadow Dance macro. You click it, boom. It's gonna click your badge, your orc racial, your blades, your dance, pretty much everything. And that's all there is to it. Now you're also gonna have a mini macro, which is basically gonna be called a small macro. Now you can either have this use your blood racial. Usually you know, what I do is I end up just doing slash cast shadow dance and then slash use my trinket. That way you can actually bait a ghost. So let's say they use a CD and you've already danced. You know, there's a situation where usually what I do if you're playing with like a mage or something, you can actually open with the small dance and that way you know in a minute. So you're just gonna open, use your small dance, and that way you're using your dance and your badge, and that's pretty much that go. That you know and then your next go in 1 minute you can use your blades. Obviously, that's just like a dance I have just in case I'm playing with somebody like I know that's good and we can end up trading CDs or something. But that's pretty much all there is to that. You can just do a regular dance here; it won't matter that much. Now we're gonna go with the Sap Macro. So the Sap Macro, a lot of people have a questionable. They always want the Sap Macro. So it's going to be right here, I think. Trying to see, yeah, sap times 2. So it's gonna be right here. This will be in the description as well. Obviously, make sure you check it out. Put this down. Obviously, what this is gonna allow you to do. I don't want to make this video too long for the people watching, but obviously, I'm trying to get everything down. Whenever you're in stealth and somebody else is in stealth, it's gonna sap whoever is in front of you. So let's say a hunter goes by or a druid or a rogue. If you see them and they're in front of you, it's gonna sap them. It's automatically gonna target them and it's gonna sap them before that you have to like, you know, let's say if I was doing this, I wouldn't have to you know, tab and then get them, I'd just be able to, you know, click the macro and it's automatically gonna it's gonna, you know, target them. But that's pretty much that macro. And if you were curious for the Night Elf macro, I'll have it in there. If you're still playing, you know, Night Elf, I'll have this macro in here as well. So this is the Nelf into a stealth instead of you having to click it and then click it. But then we have the one more. We have slash cast Cold Blood, which you're not using Cold Blood with this build, I'm pretty sure, so it's pretty much useless to put that there. I just keep it there if I switch builds. But, so it's pretty much just cast Thistle Tea and then cast Secret Tech. So that's pretty much all that is. So just forget the Cold Blood and just do slash cast Thistle Tea and slash cast Secret Technique. And whenever you click Secret Technique, it's going to automatically first do your Thistle Tea into your Secret Tech. And that's pretty much all there is for that. And that's going to be your good old-fashioned macros. It's not much to it. Now your build, obviously it's going to be linked in the description, but I'm going to talk about the PvP talents here. Now, usually it's going to look like this. Your PvP talents are going to look like this, right here. Now, if you can't disarm anything, you can either run Veil of the Midnight or you can run Thieves Bargain. Honestly, I usually run Thieves Bargain because you're getting fast blades and you're getting fast vanish. If you're wondering why a rogue has so many CDs all the time, it's because they're running CDR with that talent. Now, they are losing on 10% damage. So, you know, if you're under geared, this is not going to be a good talent for you. Because you're going to need as much damage as possible, so it's not going to be good for you. However, if you're decently geared, it's going to be a good talent. Because obviously you're gonna have enough gear to it's gonna outweigh the damage, and you're still gonna do you know plenty of damage. But pretty much, you're either gonna be able to disarm, and if you can't disarm anything, the only time you're ever gonna run this Veil of the Midnight is one, you're facing an assassination rogue, or two, you're facing a feral druid. So 2 things that can bleed. Otherwise, you're just going to run Thieves Bargain and you're good to go. So that's pretty much your PvP talents. We're just going over this pretty quickly so we can get over with the video so you guys can get back to what you're doing. But pretty much the last part of this is going to be your setups. Make sure, actually no, my add-ons. Let me go to my add-ons first. So ability team tracker obviously is going to track your ability team. Pretty useless. I don't even know if this actually I think another add-on I have tracks it, but you know, this will track your CDs for your teammates, which isn't useless, but I already have an add-on that does this, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I don't have it on, I don't know. I have big debuffs. I have capping options. I have damage, details damage meter. Obviously, that's going to show you your details, and pretty much if somebody's out damaging you, you can go see why. Be like, okay, so what is he doing more than what I'm doing? And then you just need to fix what you're doing. Nameplate cooldowns, really good. Omnibar, I only run Omnibar if I'm playing my caster. That way I can just track kicks down here instead of having to look at their nameplate. You have Omni CD, really good. Party cooldown tracker. So like I said, it's the same thing as ability team tracker. I'm pretty sure it does it for both. So I'm not really 100% sure, but go ahead and get it. And then I have S Arena updated. This is like a need. This will basically, if you're wondering how my stuff looks here, it's going to be under S Arena. It's going to be under test. And I have my stuff set like this. You're going to do horizontal 286, vertical 101, spacing 53, and you're going to be good to go. You'll have all your stuff set up, and that's pretty much all there is to that. And now the last add-on I have is Trophy GCD, which I don't currently have on for some reason. But, you know, it's, let me turn that on before I do the good old fashioned. Alrighty, now we're back and we're good to go. So now we're going to start off with the good old fashioned rotation. Pretty much a basic thing, not very hard. It's the same thing it's always, is nothing's, like, it's the same thing. So I'm going to show you how you're going to do it with opening with a cheap shot and opening with a kidney. So you're going to cheap shot, use your Barris macro, you're going to sepsis, secret tech macro, into either a shadow strike, cheap shot, or a cheap shot, then shadow strike, and then cheap shot eviscerate. So I'll show you here. I'll do a fast thing here, and then I'll slow it down. So cheap, burst, sepsis, secret tech, shadow strike, restun, eviscerate, restun. Obviously, there's another rogue here, so he's gonna kind of mess that up. But that's pretty much your opener right there. As you can see, 200k plus on a Targetenemy. Now, obviously, you're not gonna do that much damage in a. You know, I mean, you could easily do probably 150 if you get the full thing off, maybe, possibly. But otherwise, that's pretty much all there is to that. So I'm gonna vanish to reset my stuff here, and that's pretty much your rotation. It's pretty basic. Like I said, you're just gonna open with a cheap shot. You're gonna use your burst. I think I lagged that start. I've been lagging all day. I don't know what's going on with the internet. I think somebody's downloading something, so it's whatever though. So yeah, you're just gonna cheap shot into your burst, into a full sepsis, into a cold blood secret tech, or not a cold blood, Thistle Tea secret tech, into a shadow strike, into a restun, into an eviscerate, into a restun, into a eviscerate. That's pretty much it. You're gonna focus on your stuns mainly. Now, obviously, you want to do damage, and if you're having a hard time getting that window in, just make sure you're kinning every go. So instead of opening with a cheap shot, literally do this. So open up, get full combo points like this, and then you can, you can CC the healer and then kidney shot. That way you're able to practice. Because obviously, in a cheap shot go, you have to be really quick. Because like one setback and they're just gonna click, they're gonna get spaced out and you're not gonna be able to stun them. And they're gonna just use one CD and be fine. So again, I'm gonna show you the cheap shot. So cheap shot, burst macro, sepsis, secret tech macro, into a shadow strike, into a restun, into an eviscerate, into a restun, into an eviscerate, and then like a shadow strike and eviscerate. After that, you can just keep pumping or do whatever you want to do, but I'll show you again. So cheap shot, use burst, sepsis, secret tech, shadow strike, restun, eviscerate, restun, and then eviscerate. And then after that, you can just, shadow strike and eviscerate to reset your stuff. Or honestly, if he's almost dead, you can just use another dance and keep on pumping. Or let's say you want to swap. So let's say the other target's over here. You can just swap this guy and do the rest of your blades on this guy. Or on the other target to try to get a CD. That's usually when you would want to blind swap. And try to get as much CDs as you can. But that's all there is for that. Now, if you guys are wondering when to use Feint while you're using this, because you have 10%, you pretty much can have almost 100% uptime on this. As you can see, it's a super fast CD. So the moment they start focusing you, you can honestly just click it and give it a little bit, maybe wait like 3 seconds afterwards. Unless they're bursting you, then you can just use it, off CD. Honestly, it's better that you use it off CD than just not using it at all. Because obviously, some people only use it like 2 times a game, and it's like, bro, just literally click it off CD. It's better than if you were not to use it. So again, that's going to be the cheap shot go. Now the kidney go is a little bit different. You get a more of a window to do damage. So usually what you'll do is you'll open up, you get enough for a kidney. So this is like maybe the second or third go that you can go, or even, maybe maybe you blades. So usually what I like to do is I'll preemptively blades. That way I can like the first cheap shot, I'm instantly getting common points, but it doesn't matter. I just do it to do it. But for your kidney shot, you can either blades, but the thing is, if you blades early and they see that, they're just gonna pre-click. That's why it's really bad to do it. That's why I don't usually do kidney goes in the opener, because it's like you're giving them too long of a opening to click stuff. But if you're at a lower type CR and you're just practicing, or if you're playing with a healer, this is pretty much your best way you're gonna do it, and that's all there is gonna be. So you're gonna basically kidney shot, use your burst macro, sepsis, secret tech macro, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Restun, Eviscerate, Restun, Eviscerate, and that's pretty much it. So here, I'll do a fast version, then a slow version of Kidney, use Burst, Sepsis, Secret Tech Macro, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Re-Cheap Shot, Eviscerate, Re-Cheap Shot, Eviscerate. So again, you're prioritizing your stuns. Obviously, I'm having a little bit of lag, so, just follow my voice to the best of your ability. Obviously, I'm trying to get this video in here. It's already 8 o'clock, so I'm on a time schedule here to get this video out. Obviously, this will most likely be the video that's coming out tonight, or today I meant, is what I meant to say. I don't even know what I just did, but, oh yeah, right here. So, I did have another video, and it's also rendering, but I'm going to render this on top of it, and then upload this one, since you guys wanted to see this more than anything else. We're going to get that out there, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Obviously, I'm having a little bit of a good old-fashioned lag, so there's that. But again, you're just going to kill out, get your combo points. Obviously, I'm having a little rough time here, but you're going to kidney shot, use your burst, sepsis, secret tech macro, shadow strike, eviscerate, shadow strike. You basically just, all you're doing is shadow strike and eviscerate until the restun. So, same thing, I'm going to, vanish here to reset that. And again, we're going to kidney, use our burst, sepsis, secret tech macro, shadow strike, eviscerate, shadow strike, restun, eviscerate, and then restun, eviscerate. Obviously, I'm having a little lag issue, so I'm a little bit behind. But as long as you're just making sure you prioritize those restuns, you'll be perfectly fine. So, if you guys have any questions or anything I missed out, now if you're wondering how to use your evasion and stuff like that, a lot of people have okay, so a lot of people before they always ask this, and maybe I should make like a full clip dedicated to how to use your CDs. If you guys want to see a video on how to use your CDs in Arena, like how to use your vanishes, how to use your evasion, how to use disarm, when to peel, when to use your blind, just let me know and I'll make a video like that. But I'll give a brief sentence here. So your Shadowy Duel, you really want to use this either the moment the healer is, like, let's say you CC'd the healer to the max capabilities, that's when you want to Shadowy Duel, or you can either Shadowy Duel somebody low. So let's say I get this guy to 20%, the healer's going to be at a CC, that's when you want to Shadowy Duel. Or if you're full bursting, this is another good Shadowy Duel, because obviously if you're full bursting, one of these guys are going to trinket, and most likely if you're not bombing, it's going to be the healer. So usually you can just Kenny Shadowy Duel and just start pumping this guy, but pretty much you're just using Shadowy Duel. Shadowy Duel is a CD to stop the healer from doing anything, or stop the other person from doing anything to you. So the main thing is just like, you need to use it when it's beneficial to you. So don't just like use it and be like, oh, well, I have no damage, now I can't do anything. You want to use it either for a kill window, to run away. Let's say you're having a hard time, you have no more vanishes. You can always you can always Shadowy Duel the healer to get away and just run away. There's a bunch of examples. It's a really good CD. You can use it defensively, offensively. There's a bunch of different uses for it. But your evasion. This is a CD that you need to be using on CDs. So like the moment your healer CC'd or your teammate CC'd, not even if you're playing like double DPS, the moment that they start clicking big like big cooldowns, you want to click that. But if you're playing with a healer, the moment your healer gets CC'd, that's when you want to use it. Because if you let's say your priest PSs you or Iron Bursts you, you don't want to use evasion on top of Ironburg. So usually when your healer's not CC'd, unless it's super high like dampening, you don't want to use your evasion. You only want to use your evasion whenever your healer's CC'd. However, sometimes you'll take unhealable damage and then you're forced to. But a lot of situations, if your healer has the main defensive on you, it's not and isn't CC'd, you don't have to use evasion. But obviously this can be switched. You never know how much damage. If you know these guys are going to be doing unhealable damage, just go ahead and click evasion when they click burst. Same thing with disarm. Disarm, you want to use it on CDs. So you have two examples. If let's say a warrior stuns your healer, that's when you want to disarm him. Pretty much when your healer cannot do anything is when you want to CC that warrior. So either right on his CDs or whenever he stuns. If you just save your disarm for almost whenever he stuns, he's pretty much never getting to do anything in a stun. But yeah, usually I just use it the moment they click burst, get that disarm out there, and you're good to go. Now, obviously, if you click evasion, you don't want to disarm on top of it. So let's say I evasion and he's still hitting me. Don't disarm until after your evasion's done. So let's say he's hitting me, he's hitting me. Now I'm gonna disarm and I get 5 extra seconds of him not hitting me. So don't use like evasion and disarm if he's going you. Now if he's swapping to your healer or something, sure it's fine. But if he's going you, you know, you don't want to do that. And then your vanishes, you can kind of be a little bit lenient. You can kind of use these pretty easily. Now you always want to have one defensively, but in the opener you can kind of use it to reset your dance, reset your blades. So let's say I open with a full burst rotation here. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. So I open with my burst, do a full burst rotation. Shadow Strike, restun, eviscerate, restun, eviscerate. I'm keep pumping, so let's say I'm pumping here. I'm using my second dance because obviously I still have blades, so I'm just going to keep pumping this guy. Obviously, you can swap to the next target since the other target's not going to be dark, so you can just blind this guy. You can always swap this guy, keep doing damage. So at this point, you see you have CDs, you have your dance, you have one dance up. This would be the time to where you can just, okay, I'm going to reset and now I have 30-second blades up again. So that's a situation where you always want to have one defensively. So this when you want to use your vanish, it's the same thing like evasion. So, oh, my healer gets CC'd. So the moment your healer is CC'd, so let's say they're going in for a sheep or a cyclone or a fear. The moment he's you know taking CC, as in you know a fear, a sheep, a big stun or something, that's when you want to click vanish. So let's say, you know, my healer is getting CC right now, so somebody's running to her, she gets CC'd. The moment she hits that CC, and I know they're gonna go me, so if I'm the main target, they're gonna CC them, and then they're gonna go to me. So they're gonna run to them, CC. The moment they touch a CC, they're gonna go to you. So you're gonna go stun and then vanish right when he stuns them. And that's how you're going to do that. So the moment your healer is now CC'd and you are the main target, you're going to vanish, and that way she gets out of a full CC and I'm in vanish and I'm fine. They haven't even opened. And by the time they do open on you, you're free to go. You're pretty much, okay, well, if he stuns me, my healer's no longer a CC and she can save me. So that's when you want to use your vanish defensively. Now, if your healer's not CC'd and you're under like 40% and you're taking a lot of damage, you can also use vanish there as well. So don't be stingy and just use it. Don't be cocky and be like, oh, well, I'll just wait till my healer CC'd. You can't do that. A lot of times you'll be stuck in situations where it's like, oh, my healer's not CC'd, but I'm literally dying. And if you get under like 40% and you know your healer just cannot heal you, you just have to pop out advantage. Now I'm going to talk about your blind real quick and then we're going to end the video. Now your blind, I'm going to show you how you use your blind. So let's say you want to blind the healer and go on this guy. What you're wanting to do, now usually I'll kidney the healer. So you can do this two ways. You can either cheap shot the healer and kidney the main target, or you can kidney the healer and then cheap shot the main target. If you wonder, a lot of people will kidney the healer and then cheap the main, but if you're having a hard time doing that, just go ahead and kidney, and then what you're going to do is you can go stun this guy. Let's say I want to stun this guy, and then you're going to run up here, we're going to blind, and then, you know, 5 seconds later, you're going to be able to actually vanish and then sap off that blind. Now, the reason I vanished is because by the time I use a dance, it's going to already take me 3 seconds to get from there to there and back. So if you have a vanish available, instead of just using it in the opener, stupidly or something, you can go ahead and just vanish to get the sap. That way you're 100% going to get it. Because if you vanish, they can't see you. They're not going to be able to disarm you, fear you, stun you, nothing. But if you use your dance, they're going to be able to peel you off from getting the sap, and that's what everybody does. So that's how you use your blind. Same thing if you cheap shot. So let's say I cheap shot. I'm going to basically blind off the cheap shot. I'm going to blind right now. So 1 second or 2 seconds beforehand, that's when you want to blind. Because you need 1 second before you're able to actually sap. Because blind, you need 6 seconds, and it's a 5 second blind. So what you're going to do is you're blind, and you just need that 1 second. So that's why you're using that stun. So you're going to stun, whether it's a cheap shot or a kidney. Just do it 1 second or 2 seconds beforehand, and you're good. So again, I'm going to show you again. So let's say I cheap shot. So I'm cheaping. We're going to wait. We're going to blind. Obviously, you want to do it 1 second beforehand, and then you're going to sap off that. So you're going to sap off that blind. Obviously, I'm lagging, so it's kind of hard to see. But that's pretty much all there is to it. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys want a video on defensive, how to use your defensives, how to use your offensives, how to use your blind, all that good stuff, let me know in the comments. But otherwise, that's going to be it for me. And make sure you comment for the algorithm. Always helps me out. The more comments, the better. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.